Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your navigation map for March 2026. We are under the influence of an eclipse in Virgo, an event that not only calls for change, but demands a surgical reconfiguration of your life. You have been living through a period where energy is scattered, and the result is exhaustion. March is not a month for blind leaps. It's a month for engineering your own reality. You have been confusing being busy with progressing. When your energy flows in all directions at once, you don't build anything solid. March brings the rigor of Virgo to filter what is essential. Let's divide your journey into three fundamental pillars: diagnosing what is blocking your flow, the rapid execution cycle, and the integration of results in the long term. Tell me in the comments which city or country you are watching this video from. Now let's put Scorpio's cards on the table. The card of Scythe, Gypsy Tarot, Lenormand. The card of Dog, Animal, Spirit, Wild, Unknown. The card of Mercury, Planetary System. The card of Hermit, Traditional Tarot. The card of St. John's Wort, Oracle of the Natural Witch. The card of Horse, Animal, Spirit, Wild, Unknown. The card of World, Traditional Tarot. The card of Owl, Animal, Spirit, Wild, Unknown. The card of Saturn, Planetary System. Step 1. Diagnosing bottlenecks, where energy is lost. To understand why things aren't getting off the ground, we need to look at the shadows of your current organization. Card, the Scythe, Gypsy Tarot, Lenormand. This card is direct. Cutting is necessary. You have been holding on to roots that have already dried up, situations or projects that, instead of nurturing, only occupy mental and physical space. The Scythe warns that harvesting requires the end of something. You cannot harvest the new while insisting on caring for what has died. Card, the Dog, Animal, Spirit, Wild, Unknown. The dog here represents misdirected loyalty. Often, Scorpio, you are loyal to old versions of yourself or to expectations that other people have projected onto you. This excess of loyalty is creating a bottleneck. You need to ask yourself, am I acting for myself or for an image of myself that I created to please the environment? Letter, Mercury, Planetary System. As the ruler of this period, Mercury brings the need for absolute mental clarity. The problem is not what you do, but how you process information. There is confusion between intuition and anxiety. Mercury asks you to write, catalog, and become conscious of what is in your subconscious. The naked truth. You have been trying to maintain control on many fronts. Your fear of losing what you have built, even when it no longer serves you, has become your greatest anchor. The diagnosis here is simple. Accumulation is the enemy of your next phase. You need space for something new to enter. The golden question of this diagnosis is, if I weren't afraid of losing the past, what would be the first thing I would cut today? Step 2. The sprint cycle. Action under the fire of experimentation. Now that we have identified where the flow has stagnated, let's change the mechanics. March is not for perfection. It's for testing the viability of your ideas. Card, the Hermit, Traditional Tarot. Before acting, you need your strategic isolation time. Don't ask for opinions. The Hermit shows that the answer to your how-to lies in your silence, not in the noise of others. Card, St. John's Wort, Natural Witch Oracle. This plant is the bearer of sunlight in times of darkness. It symbolizes protection against external influences. As you begin your micro-experiments this month, you need this protection. Don't let the skepticism of others contaminate your desire to try something new. Card, the Horse, Animal, Spirit, Wild, Unknown. The horse brings the energy of strength, speed, and movement. In its sprint cycle, the horse is the engine. It represents the ability to gallop through obstacles. When you make the decision to act, don't hesitate. Hesitation is where Scorpio's plans usually founder. The execution strategy. Let's adopt the sprint method. Instead of planning the next 2 years, plan the next 2 weeks. Define a project, test it, collect the data, and if it doesn't work, discard it without remorse. The mistake here is not a character flaw, it's a statistical fact. The Queen of Swords in her logic dictates the rule. Treat your life as a laboratory. If logic indicates that something doesn't yield a return on effort, the cut needs to be made. Don't expect gratitude or external recognition now. Recognition is the harvest of the results that you and only you will generate through discipline. Step 3. Integration and consolidation, the call of fulfillment. What you do in March should have longevity. We need to integrate these changes into your daily life. Card. The World. Traditional Tarot. You are reaching the end of a great cycle. The world symbolizes totality and completion. This is the reward for the courage to have made the necessary cuts in stage 1. Card. The Owl. Animal spirit. Wild unknown. The owl represents night vision, the ability to see what others do not see. Your Scorpio intuition, now refined by Virgo logic, becomes a powerful weapon. You will know with absolute precision which door to knock on and which person to trust. Card. Saturn. Planetary System. Saturn is the lord of time and structure. He ensures that what you build in March does not crumble. Saturn asks you to take full responsibility for the consequences of your actions. There is no more room for bad luck or destiny. There is only the harvest of what you have sown with intention and focus. The final synthesis. Life in March will be a test of balance. Do not try to force the outcome. When you remove obstacles, the result happens by gravity. Judgment, intrinsic to this integration process, asks you to look at your own history not as a victim of circumstances, but as the architect who designed each of your limitations, and who, therefore, has the power to overcome them. Conclusion. The silent transformation. Scorpio, your greatest strength has never been what you say, but the intensity with which you transform yourself. The eclipse in Virgo demands that you bring this depth to the material plane. You have spent too much time protecting yourself behind emotional walls that only serve to isolate you from real opportunities. This month, your vulnerability, the ability to admit that you need to change, to admit that something is not working, will be your most valuable asset. When you communicate your needs with the coldness of someone who knows the truth and the warmth of someone who has purpose, the universe responds. March is not about forcing destiny. It's about removing the debris you yourself have accumulated along the way. Clarity already exists. It is beneath all the layers of security you have created to protect yourself. Your roadmap for this month is simple. Identify what is dead weight, cut it with the scythe, protect your light with the wisdom of the earth, and gallop with the strength of the horse toward what makes sense. Stop looking at what was and start designing what you want to inhabit. The end of the survival cycle has begun. Now you enter the building cycle. Trust your X-ray vision. Trust in your ability to rebuild. What you put into the world this month with absolute intention will take deep root. The journey begins now. The alchemy of the essential. A message for the soul of Scorpio. You are being called to the altar of your own truth. For too long, you have believed that your strength lay in your ability to bear the weight of the world, to carry burdens that no longer belong to your journey, and to protect yourself behind fortresses that ironically have become your own prison. But the spirit does not expand where there is excess. It flourishes in the fertile void of clarity. This eclipse cycle in Virgo is not a punishment. It is a blessing of pruning. The universe is moving your hands through your own intuition so that you use the scythe with the precision of a spiritual surgeon. Do not be afraid to cut away what has dried up. What you insist on keeping out of fear only prevents new life from finding its way to you. Every dry root you release is a space you open for the divine to enter matter. You are, by nature, an alchemist. Your essence is transformation, and this is your moment to bring that transmutation to the physical plane. Stop looking to the sides. Stop seeking validation in external noise. The hermit's silence is not solitude. It is your sacred workshop. It is there, in the stillness, that you cease to be a victim of circumstances and become the architect. God, or the universe, as you prefer to call it, dwells not only in what you achieve, but in your courage to be who you truly are, stripped of the armor that fear has created. Your vulnerability is your greatest prayer. When you admit, before yourself and the cosmos, where you failed, where you got lost, and where you still fear, you are finally handing over the key to your own destiny. Don't chase after destiny. Become the dwelling place where it wishes to land. The stability you seek will not come from accumulating things, people, or certainties, but from your ability to be the central axis amidst movement. Saturn gives you the structure, but it is the star within you that provides the map. This month, your spiritual practice will be conscious action. Honor the earth, take care of what is physical, organize your space, clean your surroundings, because matter is the temple where your spirit needs to feel safe to expand. You are no longer in a survival cycle. You are in a manifestation cycle. What you release now, with the awareness of someone who understands that the end is only the anteroom to a new beginning, will be the foundation of a more authentic, freer, and ultimately more real life. Go in peace, with the scythe in your hand and an open heart. What is yours will remain. What is excess will give way to the light you have always kept, but which needed space to shine. We have reached the end of this strategic diagnosis for your month of March. I hope this reading has served as the necessary wake-up call for you to stop wasting energy on what does not produce results and start building your reality with the precision that your sign demands. Remember, knowledge without application is just entertainment. Now that you know where you need to cut and where you should start your experiments, the next step depends entirely on you. Don't let this insight cool down. If this analysis made sense for your current reality and you want to continue refining your intuition and your strategy for the coming months, I invite you to become part of our community here on the channel. Subscribe now and turn on notifications. By joining, you ensure that you will not miss the next strategic maps that I have prepared to guide our cycles. Before you leave, take a look at the videos that are appearing on the screen now. They were selected precisely to complement what we discussed here, deepening the understanding of the astrological and oracular movements that will influence your journey. Watch them with the attentive eye of someone seeking to apply the micro-experiment method in practice. Your participation is the fuel that keeps this space of clarity active. Therefore, I want to ask you two favors that make all the difference. Leave your comment below. Tell me, what habit have you identified as your dead weight that you will cut out in this first week? By writing, you make a public commitment to your own change. Share this reading with someone you know who is also in a moment of transition and needs practical guidance, not just vague predictions. In addition, I want this channel to be a joint laboratory. What themes, oracles, or questions about your evolutionary process would you like to see here in future videos? Leave your suggestion in the comments. I read each one of them, and your idea could be the theme of our next script. Thank you for getting this far, investing your time in your own transformation. Your journey of self-discovery begins today. I'll see you in the next video.